bit wild, little sad I smile. Gold hoops in my t-shirt, still turn levy at a mob world. Yeah, she's talking fast, hands fly. Got a temper, got pride. She'll call me out right there in the car and kiss me like a movie star. Yeah, yeah. City got mood, she's like that. Storm in her eyes and she's on my lap. Tell me stop staring. I can't.
Girly girl, that's my girly girl.
She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. It's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning of hers. That's my girlie, girlie girl. She'll be late to the plans, still I reach for her hand. Got a lipstick on my collar, my face. Then she fussing and laughing same day. She taught love like a fight, every wrong, every right. When she's soft, man, I swear I can't breathe. When she's mad, I ain't trying to leave. Baby got moves, and she swear she be driving me crazy. And back tell me stop playing. I can't. Girly, she be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. Yeah, it's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning I heard. That for my girlie. She black girl crazy, I love it. Got that fire, I run to it. Missy attitude with the softest heart. All that drama still my favorite part. You be holding her eyes, but she holds me tight. Seeing everything wrong, still a hit just right. If forever got a face when the lights go dark. Yes, her, yes, her, yes, her. She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. Yeah, that's my girlie girl. Love is words, is the meaning I heard. My girlie girl, first, my last, my word. She wide, she real, she sure. That's my steady girlie, girlie girl. Ooh, yeah, she's a little bit wild, little sad I smile. Gold hoops in my t-shirt, still turn levy at a mob world. Yeah, she's talking fast, hands fly. Got a temper, got pride. She'll call me out right there in the car and kiss me like a movie star. Yeah, yeah. City got mood, she's like that. Storm in her eyes and she's on my lap. Tell me stop staring. I can't.
Girly girl, that's my girly girl.
She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. It's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning of hers. That's my girlie, girlie girl. She'll be late to the plans, still I reach for her hand. Got a lipstick on my collar, my face. Then she fussing and laughing same day. She taught love like a fight, every wrong, every right. When she's soft, man, I swear I can't breathe. When she's mad, I ain't trying to leave. Baby got moves, and she swear she be driving me crazy. And back tell me stop playing. I can't. Girlie, she be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. Yeah, it's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning I heard. That for my girlie. She black girl crazy, I love it. Got that fire, I run to it. Missy attitude, the softest heart. All that drama still my favorite part. You be holding her eyes, but she holds me tight. Seeing everything wrong, still it hit just right. If forever got a face when the lights go dark. Yes, her, yes, her, yes, her. She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curve. Yeah, that's my girly girl. Now there's words as I'm eating I heard. My girly girl first, my last, my word. She wide, she real, she sure. That's my steady girly, girly girl.
What up, what up, what up, YouTube? What's going on, you guys? I hope y'all are doing well. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching, y'all. I do apologize, y'all. I was had a little something I had to do, so please bear with me, y'all, because y'all know I hate to be late, but for stuff, but I appreciate you guys for being here. But listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button as you come into the building. That is super, super important, y'all. Also, hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload new content. Share, like, all that good stuff. If you are new to the building and you like the content but you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, y'all, so make sure you're doing that. Hit the like button on your way in. Also, one in the chat if y'all can hear me good. One in the chat if the audio is good. One in the chat if the audio is good. One in the chat, y'all, if y'all can hear me good. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel. I appreciate you guys. So y'all can hear me good. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. All right. So we're gonna hop right into this with y'all. I'm not trying to keep y'all too long today, but I wanted to make sure I showed up for today. I'm trying to be consistent with lives, especially on Tuesdays and Fridays, y'all. So please bear with me, y'all. I got a lot on my plate. But I do appreciate you guys for rocking with me and supporting the channel, y'all. Tomorrow is going to be a special live stream. So I will be live streaming tomorrow, you guys. That's going to be a special live. So make sure you tune in for that one. I'm not going to tell y'all what's going on, but you will know. So make sure you support, y'all. Make sure you show up tomorrow. I'll have that live stream schedule a little later today. It'll be scheduled so you'll know what's going on. But make sure you guys show up and support and give your opinions. It's going to be an interesting one. I have a special guest. You guys are very familiar with the guest, but you're going to see. So I want y'all to just give y'all take, and make sure you join and show up for that live stream. What else? Something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember right now. But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. As you come into the building, hit the like button. As you see by the title, it says, women don't believe they're getting what they deserve plus more. Oh my God. So, we talk about women, being delusional. Y'all know I talk about it a lot. Women being delusional, women being just wanting a bit too much from men in relationships and just dating. Not even you don't even get to the relationship in many of these cases, but just on the dating scene, women have superficial, unrealistic expectations in some cases. Not all, but what we're seeing here, especially on social media, we see a lot of unrealistic expectations to the point where it's just it makes sense to me why a lot of relationships aren't developed and why they are not sustained. And once again, I wouldn't say it's all on the women. I think men play a role too, but I think a lot of it is on the women. I will say that, because I don't think neither side is exempt from what's causing the relationship divide. I just think that women have more of a responsibility, especially now. And I think women have never really been held, their feet have never been held to the fire based on their actions, their expectations, and the selfishness of it all. And I think, and anybody could be selfish. I want to make this clear because people like to tell me, oh my God, you're a pick me. And you just, no, I'm just realistic. I'm old enough to understand what's logical and what's not. And I've been in a marriage for a long time. And so, and even prior to that, I've dated. So, and I didn't date very long before I was married. There's a reason for that. And so I just think a lot of times women in particular, because I think this is the era in which women need to be held accountable for their parts when it comes to dating and relationships. We've always held men accountable. And this is why I don't understand when people say, oh my God, these men, they need to be held accountable. Everybody needs to be held accountable, but we've never really talked about women in this realm and in this way and to this magnitude as to what women need to do to better their circumstances and how women show up or the lack thereof for a man in a relationship. But wanting the highest expectations from a man when you're not giving as much in return. So the expectation has always been on men. Men have to do, right? Men have to rise to the occasion. Men have to cater to women. Men have to be this, that, and the third for women. Men are always and have always been expected to show up a certain way. But what we fail to talk about is how women are supposed to show up for men and relationships in a certain way. And we could argue back and forth that, men are just this and men are just that, and how we could argue about how men are just dusty and they're this and they're not responsible and they don't marry, they don't commit to women. We could point out all of the things that men fail at, what they're not good at, but we can't point out the things where women fail and they're not good at. Because oftentimes when we do that, it's always attributed to the fact that a man is somehow responsible. He's responsible for himself, but also he's responsible for the failure of women and why women are the way they are. And we got to stop with that narrative because it's not helping anybody. It's not helping women. It's not helping men. It's not helping people build relationships. It's not helping people thrive and build communities the way we once did. And so I think it's a problem. And I think this is why I always say women are the ones who need to do the most work because they've been the most coddled. They've been sold a bunch of lies and told that they're the prize and that men just have to always acquiesce to them. And men are all supposed to be the protectors, the providers, the this, the nurturers, the this. I mean, because the way they talk is almost as if women just supposed to be a pretty face and a banging body. And that's it. That she has no other responsibilities outside of that. She can be amongst herself, selfish unto herself, self-absorbed. Women are the beautiful ones, and the men are just supposed to cater to her while she just sit back and just enjoy the fruits of his labor. And that's what that's what a real man is supposed to be and do. And so I think that is part of the problem. And I think that has to change if women want stable, healthy relationships. They're going to have to do some work. Do some of these men have to make changes? Of course. I say it all the time. But we also got to look at, hey, how do we work together? A relationship is working together. A relationship is not one side or the other is perfect or both, or one side or the other or both are perfect. No, it means that in your imperfect states that you come together and you build something beautiful together. That's the whole point. If we were all perfect, and marriage vows wouldn't be what they were. It wouldn't say through sickness and health, good or bad, ups and downs, basically, for richer or poor, because whoever created them understood that, look, life is going to have ups and downs, ebbs and flows. It's not going to always be the way you want it to be. Now, do you vow and take, and commit yourself to working with another person who is also flawed? another person who is a good person. This is why you wanted to marry him. This is why a man wants to marry you, because he knows that you are a good person. You have good qualities. You would be a good mother. You will be a good wife overall. But it doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean that you don't have flaws, that you won't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you have it all the answers. And this is why I tell people this, because being married for such a long time as me and my husband have been married, people can imagine this cookie cutter life or this cookie cutter idea of what a marriage is. When people say they've been married for a long time, no, there's no cookie cutter anything. There's no cookie cutter relationship. There's no cookie cutter marriage. There's no perfect marriage. There's no perfect man. There's no perfect woman. We are all flawed. We are works in progress. And either you make the choice to decide if you want to get with this woman, that she has enough good qualities that you want in a woman, that you will be willing to sacrifice for her, put your life on the line for her, be willing to take care of her, be willing to be with her, be willing to go through the ups and downs of relationships with her and stick it out to the end. That's what it's all about. And also, she understands too that he's not perfect. He's going to fall short. Things might occur that may be a little tough in your marriage. You may lose his job. Your livelihood may have difficulties. But the name of the game is to commit to that person, to say, hey, no matter what we go through, I'm going to be here with you because I love you enough. I'm committed to you. You're committed to me. We're going to make this work. We're going to honor that to each other and before God that we're going to make this work because we love each other enough to do that. That's what commitment is for me anyway. It doesn't mean that anything goes, because when you say that, people automatically go to, oh, they're cheating. Oh my God, you're just going to accept cheating. No, there are deal breakers. You should have deal breakers, but your deal breaker shouldn't be consistent upon the wind of how and your feelings. The way the wind blows, your feelings blow with it. That idea of you wake up one morning, you just realize, oh my God, this doesn't serve me. I want better. No, you're supposed to grow together, and one hand washes the other. He falls short in the area, you can pick him up. If we got a bunch of strong women who are independent and can do it by themselves, why can't you do it and show up for the man that's committed to you? That's my standpoint on it. And I just think it won't work any other way. And I've seen too many marriages, Christian marriages, dedicated people who have been in the church their whole lives fall apart. I've seen the best of the best that couldn't make it in a marriage. They end up divorcing. Some of them remarried, some of them still single. So I've seen enough in my years to know that all of this stuff that we talk about in these spaces exists. There's no one size fits all. There's no perfect man. There's no perfect woman. They're just human beings, people, flawed individuals who are learning things as they go. We didn't have no rule book. We don't have all the answers. But one thing is consistent. When you talk to couples who have been married for years, there's a consistent set of values that continuously work, and it has been working, and it'll work for the years to come. Anytime you try to deviate around those core values, you end up falling short. And I've seen so much of it. This is why I have the belief and the stance that I have, because I've actually seen it, experienced it, certain things, and understand the core values to making relationships work. It's not about the man having all this money. It's not about all these things that people talk about on social media. It's not based on any of that. But it's real basic things. And these basic things are what a lot of people are trying to go around, and they're trying to create their own way and manifest certain things that they feel and believe that's going to make these relationships and dating, make the process better, and they keep failing. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I think a lot of times we talk about this stuff and a lot of people just get so confused and they make it much bigger than it has to be. And a lot of this is not that big, but I think people make it big. People make it a harder thing than it has to be. And it's not that hard if you understand the principles and the goals and you have a good person. I'm not saying you're supposed to just marry, excuse me. I'm not saying you're supposed to marry anybody and let a person just do anything to you. Hell no. Because I would be a damn lie if I sit up here and said that. No, I'm not. No, that's why you vet, and when you find the right person, you should, and that person wants to commit to you, commit to the right person, which meaning you have a man and a woman with core values that is going to work for what you're trying to establish, and you're on the same page. And you want to be there. You know what I mean? But if you're confused about where you want to be, you're confused about what marriage and relationships are supposed to be, then you're going to fail every time. And a lot of times when these relationships end, they're like confused as to why. And because you don't want to accept the reality of what it is. A lot of the reality that is consistent with healthy, stable relationships is the very things that people don't want to do. So it's always going to be a problem. Successful MD, what's going on with you? Happy, what today is, Lord? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Shout out to you, Successful MD. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Says, we can see the difference in women that were picked equals wanting to be cooperative and monogamous versus those who played around and are now miserable. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly, Successful MD. And that's just what it is. And I think a lot of women are in denial. And I speak on women as I will, because you listen, like I said, I have daughters, and I have daughters, and I have the opportunity to teach my daughters better from what I was taught. Thank God I learned along the way, but trust me, it wasn't easy. And I'm not saying easy on my part, probably not easy on my husband's end, because you know what I mean? He had to look, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. People, anytime you say you've had to go through a relationship and it was difficult or whatever, people automatically, especially women, automatically think that, oh my God, he put her through hell and she had to. No, y'all, this is why I say it's a one-sided selfish mentality with women. They automatically say, oh my God, he must put her hell. Y'all don't ever think that these batshit crazy women put these men through hell? Do y'all ever not think that women could put men through hell? That there are good men out here who are taking a lot of crap from these crazy women? I don't know how we get to this place in society where and even if you don't think that that's the case, it's still a narrative that's being pushed that women good, men bad, black men. Black women good, black men bad. You don't know all the hardships that woman had to go through to deal with that man. Y'all don't know all the shit that man had to go through to deal with her. It goes both ways. But we don't ever want to point out that, yeah, these women are batshit crazy and they put men through hell too. This is why men are moving the way they're moving. Now, is every situation like that? Hell no, we know it. But I'm saying the narrative is bash men, black men, praise black women. Praise black women, bash black men. Black men are all the cheaters. They do all the deletions. They're just so bad all the way around. We know that's not true. And so I just want black women to acknowledge that this exists on both ends of the spectrum. Y'all are not all that great. Nobody is. So you shouldn't be put on a pedestal because you are a black woman. You shouldn't be put on a pedestal just because. There are good black women. I know a lot of them. Educated, smart women, but they still know how to be wives. They have husbands. They're successful. Their husbands are successful. They're successful together. They live in their best lives with their families. And there's some deadbeat women who are independent women and independent thinkers and struggle with men because they don't know how to share with the man. You don't really. And then there are people who just don't know how to love. You just don't know how to love another person. You wasn't taught that. There's many factors that play into why people are the way they are, why they think the way they think, and why they have the outcomes that they have, And so, yeah, it could be many different reasons. It's not just one way. Oh my God, the men are all just these horrible creatures and these women are just the saints, when we know they're not. A lot of them are batshit crazy, lost in the sauce, don't know what to do with themselves, confused, bitter, angry, messed up in the head. But they try to be in relationships and they still take no accountability for their parts. To be the shittiest person in the relationship, but you still gonna look at the man. And if she walk away from him, there go the sisterhood, Bonnie Crew society member saying, oh my God, I'm glad she walked away. She needs to do what's best for her. No, she needs therapy. She needs a psychologist. You need help. You need sedation sometimes. You need somebody to help you. You're not mentally stable. But we can't say that because we can't hold black women accountable because they're special and they're the prize. And as a black woman, I can't even tell black women anything. You know what I mean? Because I'm a pick me and you're a mammy and, everything. But I'm a wife, But I'm a wife. I have a husband. I have children. I have a house, almost 2 houses. You know what I'm saying? I have stability. I'm not unrealistic. I'm not a gold digger. I don't think you should just get with men just for their money. I have a good husband. Are we perfect? Hell no. Do we argue? Hell yes. Do we make up? Hell yes. Do we always get it right? Hell no. Because we're human beings and we understand that. We come from two different backgrounds, but we're able to make it work. I was raised by a single mother, so yeah, there's some deficits there. Some things I was taught as a child by a single mother that was not conducive to healthy, stable marriages. But here I am. Did I have to learn some things? Hell yes. Do I think I was the best in the relationships? Hell no. No, because I had more growing to do than my husband. My husband was raised under two parents in a household. He understood commitment. He watched his parents live and die to the end. So that did them part. So he understands that part. I, on the other hand, did not fully. So I had to learn some things and you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that I was able to learn it. Was I a hellion? No. I'm not a combative hellion person, but I still had some issues. But I wanted to do better. I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to be, you know, the example or like I was raised. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted something different, but I was married young, so I had to go through the marriage with a lot of that stuff. And so, yeah, you think that wasn't easy for my husband? And he's a loving man, but still that wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say I understand where the women are coming from. I totally do. I believe that if I had not learned better and wanted better, I would be an older woman still out here single, still trying to figure it out with the rest of them. If I took on the mentality of the way I was raised or what I was taught growing up, it could have easily been me out here at my big age, walking around thinking just like these women. Still saying, thinking I'm the prize, because I was very self-absorbed too and very selfish, just to be honest. So this is why I understand the points of the women, and this is why I see it for what it is. You know, I have people who are close to me who think just like a lot of these modern women who would be considered modern women in their actions and how they move. And I see the outcomes and I see the differences. It could have easily been me. I could have been out here still looking for my person, you know, mad because I'm lonely and trying to find somebody to build a life with. It could have easily been me, but you know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that I get the way a lot of these women think, but this is why I speak to it, because I think you don't have to stay there. You don't have to continuously think like that. You could actually do better. Now, we could argue that, hey, it might be too late. These men are checked out, but listen, you never know. So it certainly won't hurt to change, you know, to get a better perspective and change your mentality if there's an outcome that you're looking for. But if you're happy where you're at, and I will say this, if you're happy being an independent boss chick, you don't need a goddamn man, and you want to live your life by yourself and you want to travel and you want to just do different things and you happy with your friend groups and that you got, kudos to you. This would not be for you. If you're truly happy in your independence and you living your life and you don't have time for the foolery, this ain't for you. It's for the women who like to say you want families, you want to build a life, you want a husband. Then if you want that, then take heed to the advice and listen, because you might be the one that's hindering the very same things that you say you want. That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think a lot of women go wrong, because they're just blaming it on men, but you're not correcting your own behavior. You know? What's going on, Trey? Trey say shit at these. I'm perfectly imperfect. Laughing my. Oh, we know, Trey.
Oh my God.
We know. What's Grady Morrill Jr. 8016? Thank you for the super chat. Says modern women always run when it gets too hot to handle. Exactly. And I'm just like, no, if a man does that though, they always talk about, oh, the men who went and got the milk and never came home. He got tired. He gave up. He was starting him a whole new family. This one ain't gonna work. I'll show you. I'll go get another one, and they go get another one, or have two families. Okay, if women, when the men do it, when the men walk away from their responsibilities and just say to hell with it, I don't have time with it. Oh my God, he's the worst of all. But they act as if there aren't women who do that. There are women who do that as well. There are deadbeat mothers, deadbeat women, all of that. Now we could talk about who's more of a deadbeat. It doesn't matter. It all exists. There are some jacked up women out here, but we got to act like that. Oh no, that don't exist. No, I think there are good women, jacked up women, good men, jacked up men, period. It all exists, but we really do talk in a way to make people believe that it's just the men. And I think that's the problem. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Liddell Jefferson, thank you for the $50 super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for the generous donation. Says, women don't deserve nothing. Oh, child, Lord. They need to work for a man, their lives, their jobs, and anything else they want. This life is not free, no deserves.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Liddell Jefferson. I appreciate the super chat once again. Listen, I can't argue with that. We all have to work. You don't deserve anything but what you provide for yourself. Nobody else has, they're not responsible for giving you things and taking care of you. You're a grown adult. You're responsible for yourself. And so I think there's a lot of issues I see with the modern dating and relationships and the talking points. It's just not helping. A lot of this is not helping people get together. Now, do I see people getting married? Yes, I do. That's the thing. In real life, there are people who are still getting married, but these people that I see getting married, they're not delusional. They don't believe in this independent boss chick, modern women talking points that we have, what we see on social media. They're far from it. They're far removed. This is why the people who are married, you don't see them. You know what I mean? They already got what they want, what they came for, because they understood the program. They understood what their roles were. But it's the ones that are left who are out here trying to figure out what is necessary, and they're trying to do it in their own terms, in their own way. And a lot of times it fails. Because once again, and y'all know I've been saying this, and I will continue as long as I can to say, no, you're not going to have a healthy, successful relationship without working with each other. That's just foolishness. And walking away from a good man, or a man who's there, supportive of you, loving you, but he don't make a substantial amount of money, you walking away because of that, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a major disservice. And I think a lot of women are realizing that. They really think that they have all these options when in reality, you really don't. Thank you once again, Liddell. I appreciate you so much for the support. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that. Child, I be talking. I ain't even get into the video clip. I just get to talking. But anyway, y'all, I want to get into this clip. This is a Kevin Samuels clip. Somebody sent me this clip actually because my voice is in this one. They asked me if I knew. Yes, Kevin Samuels used my voice as one of his sound bites quite a bit. And I loved it. I'm like, oh my God, he recognized me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he actually used my soundbite used my voice as a soundbite in his videos often. So someone sent this to me, and this is a video, but we're gonna go through the video, and then I want y'all to let me know what y'all think in the chat of this particular video, y'all. So make sure you're hitting the like button. Let's see how many likes we got, because y'all really be tripping with the likes. How many likes? Now y'all know we got 117 people watching, y'all, and we got 60 likes. Go on and hit the like button.
Oh my God.
Hit the like button. Come on, let's get the likes up now. Come on, y'all. What y'all got y'all hands tied behind your backs? Hit the like button. Go ahead, please. Y'all wrong for that. Hit the like button, y'all. But we're going to go ahead and get into the first clip that I have for you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, y'all.
To No Filter Dose.
Right here.
A 27-year-old nurse calls in during a discussion about women in high demand and asks how a woman should know when she isn't receiving her value in dating. Kevin slows the conversation down and pushes back on the idea itself, turning the discussion toward how value actually gets determined in the dating market. Watch the full clip, drop a like, subscribe, And make sure you show some love to Kevin Samuels' official channel so his message keeps reaching more people.
Now this channel is called No Filter Doze. Shout out to him. And he reacts to nothing but Kevin Samuels content. This is the video that they sent me, so I just kept it with this one. But let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm great.
Do you have anything to input on the topic of most wanted women or women in high demand?
Yes, my actual question is, so you go through the process of dating, right?
Uh-huh.
So you're about however you meet the guys that you meet, right?
Uh-huh.
So at what point do you decide that you don't feel like you're receiving your values worth?
So another scarcity question?
No, not a scarcity question at all.
So
not at
if
all.
if I heard you correctly, you're out dating, and then how do you determine whether you're not receiving your values worth from the market or from an individual?
No, not from the market, not even from a monetary sense. I'm not talking value from a money standpoint, because the value.
I know, ma'am. I know value. Are you saying you're not getting what you believe you deserve from a man?
Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best spot to prop my phone up.
So that's another scarcity question. I'm out here, ma'am. Listen, let me reframe it. I'm out here dating, and then I don't feel like I'm getting what I deserve from this man.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're asking?
Essentially, yeah, because this is your topic is dating.
Okay, so that is another scarcity question. I'm not what I want. Okay, it goes back to why are you with him in the first place? Because it comes down to
right. Okay, there you go. That might be a better question, because dating would imply that you are actively choosing each other. Now, when in the process of getting to dating, that would be the better question, because there is a period of the courtship before you get to dating, right?
I want you guys to understand, yeah, but I need you ladies to understand how complicated you guys have made this issue. It's really not this complicated.
It's not. And I agree with you in the fact that it's not complicated.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And that's what I said earlier. I think because women aren't getting, well, some women are not getting their desired outcomes. They're making it more difficult, trying to understand and trying to figure out and dive deep. What they think they're diving deep into, trying to figure out what's actually happening, why the men aren't doing what they want them to do. See, it's all about men. In order for a woman to look at a man and take him seriously or respect him, he got to be a real man. In order to be a real man, he has to do whatever she wants him to do. Anytime you see a man who is just jumping through hoops for a woman, this is what women like. But at the same time, a lot of times they don't treat these men with the utmost respect. They just because deep down inside, a lot of these women do not respect these simpish men. That you want them to do what they're doing, but you don't have respect for them. Because even she understands that the guy who barely did anything for her, she had more respect for him than the man who does all these things for her. She knows deep down inside she doesn't deserve what he's given. And this is why they go talk to their girlfriends and say, oh my God, and he's doing so much and he's doing all this. And then but at the same time, they walk away from those same dudes. You hear Chris Rock joked about this. You know, you give everything to this woman, and because he was not her first choice, and she was probably really not that into him, but he was into her, and she saw a cash cow, and she saw an opportunity, because a lot of women are opportunists. You saw an opportunity, and you could use your feminine wiles to get in there and get this, because you know that this man wants to be with you. So he takes the ultimate plunge and marry you, commit to you, do all these things. Whether, you know, they say he wasn't faithful, but okay, that's the celebrity world. But even just in an average world, but I wanted to just speak on that, because even with all these opportunities, even with the men catering to you and doing all this for you, some of these women still walk away. And the reason they walk away is because it's not something they actually wanted in the beginning. That was not your first pick. That was not the man that you actually wanted. So you low key give him a hard time, but you're there because he's successful and he can provide and he can give you the things that you want. But deep down, you don't really like him like that. So what happens? They end up walking away from the marriage. Now, if he cheats, because there are a lot of men, especially who have money, who end up cheating because they have options and they end up doing it. Do I condone it? No, because I don't care who you are. That's just me, y'all. Look, I get it. But at the same time, I still think the way I think. If you want to cheat and if you want to be for the streets and you feel you got options, why marry? Don't marry me. I didn't sign up. I didn't agree. If I didn't agree to be be in a menage a trois, whatever y'all call that, or if I didn't agree to be, you know what I'm saying, to share you, then no, I don't. That's not what I signed up for. If I signed up for a monogamous, committed marriage, you expect me to be a monogamous, and I expect you to be monogamous. If you can't do that, I don't care how much money you got. Leave me. I'd rather opt out. I'm just saying, that's just me. And I get there are women who don't care and they understand that, hey, if you want to be with this man, he providing this lifestyle for you, you understand it's going to be more than just you, even if y'all married. I'm not going to come for you. That's your choice. As a grown-up, you have your choices to make. I really don't care. All I'm saying is that wouldn't be for me. I would rather have me an average old man, a good man to me that's average, right? I understand. And we work and build together because that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? I was never, and the funny part about it is women don't want average men, but they're average. You're not above average. You didn't come from royalty. You didn't come from kingdoms and money and gold and fur and all of this shit. A lot of people come from average means, some below average means, but now they all want above average men. Why that's a whole nother. I'm like, why would you expect and won't settle for anything less, but you think he's supposed to settle for you? You are an average woman. There's nothing wrong with being a majority of the world is average. There's nothing wrong with being an average person. But a lot of these women don't see themselves as average. Y'all out here wanting rich men when you're an average woman. You're nothing. Not saying your value is low. You're not a valuable person because you're valuable to you and maybe your family. But I just don't understand average women and men, but women have made themselves believe that they're above average and they can get these rich men. They want royalty and they want this lifestyle and all this kind of stuff. Come on, that is unrealistic. Oh my God. There's nothing wrong with an average man. You are average, he's average. And y'all work together and you build above something that's above average. How about that? Together. Or build stability or whatever it is, whatever your goals are. That never ceases to amaze me. I just don't understand it. But anyway, it's Eric TV. Thank you for the super chat. Says, hi, D. Simp pay pigs hurting my relationships. Oh my God. Yeah. And that's why I say a lot of these men contribute to this because they're out here trying to think they can pay their way to get these women and it never works out. All she do is use you because you let her and thinking that you're going to get her to be something she's not. And there are a lot of men out here who want more because I don't think we're ever going to get fully traditional women. I just don't think we're in that area anymore. And the economy is too jacked up for that to happen. I think you need two people working. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you're going to get a fully traditional woman where she's just in the house completely. I don't know if that's even realistic in today's time. But hey, if you got that, great, if that's what you want. But a lot of times there are men who are trying to force these BBL warriors. They want these women with these big butts, body T, face T, as the young people would say. You want her to look like a video vixen and you want her to be a housewife. Oh my God. That ain't happening. Thank you, yours Eric TV. I appreciate you. Yours Eric TV again says, I find dating wasted my time and money. That's what a lot of men are saying too. They're saying that a lot of men are saying that it's a waste of time. That's why they're opting out. Thank you once again, Eric. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to Paul in the building. Paul Harrison, 7351. Thank you once again, Paul, for coming through with $100 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Says, hey, DeeDee. Come on, peeps. Hit the like button. Thank you. Please hit the like button, y'all. We had 133 people watching, 89 likes. Come on, hit the like button, y'all. Thank you for that, Paul. Says, I'm proud to support our sister who does the work. I prefer to be married under the old spiritual umbrella, but if not, I'll be single like a mofo. I mean, listen, a lot of people share that sentiment, Paul. A lot of women share that. I mean, a lot of men share that sentiment, and there are a lot of women who say they won't settle and they'd rather be single. But I think the only difference is they think they're settling when it comes to the type of man that they want. He would be settling for them. So men, and those men are saying, I'm not settling. I'd rather be single by myself and be content. You know what I'm saying? And that peace. But a lot of women think that they're settling if they don't have that top tier what they call high value man. They don't want an average man that's a bus driver. They don't want an average man that works at the hospital, or, you know what I'm saying? Do regular work. They want a CEO, and they want, all of these things, but they don't realize that they don't match up for what those men want. And I think a lot of women take offense to it because they think that men are saying y'all are just bottom. No, it's a projection, because women are saying that black men are at the bottom of the barrel and dusty. And when men respond and say, no, you're just too unrealistic, they take it as men calling them bottom of the barrel and dusty, which some might agree with that. But they're saying, no, you're looking for something that you yourself don't even qualify for, because the men you want, they're passing you up. They don't see you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where these women are getting it twisted, but they're mad at me and others who speak on it. And all I'm saying is, be more realistic in your options and choices. If you got a bus driver that's hollering at you and he a nice guy, consider him. Take him seriously. Get to know him. At least give him a chance. Don't just blow him off because he's a bus driver. It doesn't make any sense. So, this is where I think women fail. And this is why I say women are the ones who have to do the most work, because they have that mentality. When men have always basically settled, they'll pick a good woman. If she's a decent woman, they'll pick her and try to, build something with her. But women now, because they done went to school, because they got, a business online selling lashes, they think they're high value women because they have a degree. That makes them think that they're high value. And it doesn't, because that has nothing to do with building a healthy relationship with the man. Your degree and your money does not contribute to the relationship, because y'all want the men to pay all the bills. So it just don't make no sense. Thank you, Paul Harrison. I appreciate you, bro, for coming through and supporting in that way. I appreciate you. You have no idea. But thank you once again. Much love to you. I appreciate the support. Yeah, it's crazy though, y'all. But we'll be saying this till we blue in the face, but it is what it is. Yours, Eric TV, thank you for the super chat. Says, I practice financial celibacy now, child. That's what they're saying. Financial celibacy. Look, they're not spending their money until they're married. They're not spending their money on a woman until they marry her. Because now that's your wife. Now you have a duty and responsibility to take care of your wife, not a woman you're dating. So I get it. Thank you once again, Eric TV. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yours, Eric TV again says, I quit. I'd rather buy a dog. They loyal. Oh my God. It's funny. You know what? It's so funny when you see this stuff happening in real life, where you see people around you, you know what I'm saying? And you see people getting dogs. I'm like, I don't know. It's just interesting to see. Thank you, Eric TV. I appreciate you. Let's continue, y'all.
But I also think that there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect in the communication between both men and women, in the sense of— What do you think
that is?
That I personally think of what value really represents, because I think that a lot of times in the communication of it—
Okay, hold on. Who gets to decide?
Ultimately, I think it's the couple interacting's decision.
No.
Ultimately, I think it is, because you have high value women who lead.
Okay.
Who lead, but you also have who lead. No, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying
no. And you're still talking.
I'm not saying. Listen, can I have an opinion too?
Well, you cannot over fucking talk me. And if I have to do that again— I'm
definitely not trying to do that. I'm sorry.
But you're still running. You're still talking while I'm talking. That's over talking.
Okay. Damn.
That's the only rule. I have one. Why do you ladies seem to, when you hear me raise my big voice and you continue to talk, what do you think is going to be the outcome of that?
I'm trying to talk to you.
What do you think is going to be the outcome of me raising my big voice and you continue to talk? Do you think it's going to be a good outcome?
I'm trying to see where I'm supposed to talk.
That means, thank you, non-responsive. In other words, fuck your opinion, fuck your big voice. I'm going to say what I have to say. Then if you're going to keep talking, you don't want to hear what I have to say. You can have your own opinion, but it's wrong.
Okay. Can I come back with my statement?
Go ahead.
Okay. So my question is, just like a woman is value is in being fit and feminine and being agreeable and being there is need to
Hero for that baby.
But is there a point where I'm
You know what? I am strong.
Like I was considered.
Holy shit, look at that rabid hyena just ripping this guy's nuts off.
That's my only question, because I feel like this very important as a high
Holy
value
shit,
man
look at that rabid
to
hyena
feel like you
just
are
ripping this guy's nuts off.
Emotionally, because I'm supposed to emotionally and physically and mentally support you in what you're doing.
I want you ladies to understand that she's talking.
She's still,
and she's asking my opinion. And every time she takes a breath and I don't say anything, she continues to talk.
mm-hmm.
I have no chances. We're supposed to be talking, right? No breath. Ma'am, if you got to talk that long, you're fucking wrong. Because at the end of the day, who determines the value? The buyer or the seller? Women determine value when it comes to sex because you decide who has sex. You determine who gets born. Men determine who gets married.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why I don't understand when I hear women say my body, my choice. But then when you choose to go lay down with a man and you know, let him bust it open and raw dog you, then all of a sudden it's all of the onus is on him. I let me tell you, listen, for the life of me, when I hear people saying that, it just drives me nuts. Cause I'm like, you know, it doesn't make sense. A lot of women, well, these men just go around and getting women pregnant, but they can't get you pregnant, boo, if you don't let them. If you don't let them. If you know you want to have sex, look, we're adults. I'm not oblivious, okay? And I'm not naive. And I'm old enough to know right from wrong. And I know that we got people are humans, beings with, you know, feelings and all these different things going on within them. I know people are going to have sex. If I say, oh, wait till marriage, a lot of people ain't doing that. And there's nothing you can do about it. But what I'm going to say is, listen, hey, if you want men to be responsible adults, you have to be one yourself. And because it's your body, you can't control what a man does with his pee-pee. You can't control what he do with his. You can't control if he want to beat it up or whatever, jack off. Well, yeah, y'all can't control that. You can't control who he want to sleep with. You can't. He controls what he wants to do with himself, but you got to be able, just like he does what he want to do with his body, you're supposed to control what happens with your body. But they act like it's like you're a crash dummy, like you have no feelings, no say when it comes to that. Like you all the while you know this man is trying to get with you, he's trying to get to between your legs, and you want to get between his. You want him just as much as he wants you, right? Y'all are human beings. Y'all grown. You know, y'all can make the choice. You know you want to get with him because he fine and you like how he look and you about it. Okay, cool. You about it. You go to his place. He touching and rubbing and doing all this. At what point do you say, hold up, stop. Wait a minute. I got something for you here. Just put your thing all in it. Cause I don't want no baby. Come on. Cause you want some of this too. So I'm not playing this game with you. When do you stop and say, here, take control of yourself, because you don't want to end up with no STDs. You don't want to end up with no babies. You don't want to become a statistic. When do you, as this woman who has all this bodily autonomy and you make the decisions for you and you do what you want to do. But when it comes to sex and holding yourself accountable, all of a sudden y'all turn into a dummy with no sound. You're mute. You can't move. Oh, I don't have no say in this. How did you just turn to that? Why don't you use all of this independency and all of this? I'm a, woman and I know what I want and you know what you don't want too, I would assume. So why don't you take it into your own hands? Because guess what? This nigga over here, if that's what you want to say, is out here just trying to manipulate women, but you let him. Y'all not as smart as you want to claim to be. If you know men are manipulating you and you feel because y'all feel everything else, but you never feel that you're being manipulated when you're being manipulated. And you just remove yourself as if you have no responsibility for yourself. It's your goddamn body. Just like if somebody come up and walk up to you and grab you or push you, you understand that, hey, he's out of line. He just assaulted me. You're going to have to pay. You can't control what that person does. You only can react. But when it's you, if you decide to go walk up to somebody and hit them, then the onus is on you. Because now it's you making that call and you were wrong. Now you have to be held accountable. Just like if you assault somebody, you going to jail if they want to press charges or whatever. Just the same way somebody violates you, they need to be held accountable. So you understand it in that sense. Or you understand it when you want to, if you get pregnant, you want to get rid of it. You understand it's your body, your choice. You can do whatever you want then. But when y'all in the act, you don't think it's your responsibility to make sure that you don't, that you want the sex so bad, but it's not your responsibility to make sure this man don't get you pregnant or you don't catch nothing by him. How y'all disappear when the sex is happening, but then afterwards you're so present and now you're talking about, oh, he's deadbeats and they're running away from their responsibility. He was never responsible. He was not responsible. You knew it, but you didn't care because why? Y'all were equally irresponsible. Equally irresponsible. So he was responsible with his PP. He was irresponsible with his parts. You were irresponsible with your vagina. And to me, even more irresponsible because you allowed that irresponsible man to come into your body. Like you had no say, like you had no choice. But how come it's your body, your choice when it's convenient? But when it's time to be held accountable, it's not your body, it's not your choice. Oh, we're supposed to hold him accountable and say, oh, these dudes out here just getting women pregnant. As if he could just, like y'all lined up, like I said before, all the women lined up with their legs open and they chose to be there. And he just ran by each one of them and boom, 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 boom. And y'all sit there and let him do it and then say, oh my God, he got us pregnant. He got us all pregnant. Cancel Christmas. Oh my God. Like you had no choice. Like somebody just like something come out the sky and light all the women up. And y'all on an assembly line strapped into these things, where open your legs, all y'all lined up on the assembly line. You have no control. It's like like a certain time of the year, they come and get you. They come and get all the women who are fertile. And you have no choice. And they snatch all y'all up and put y'all on these things and line them up and just say, go. And boom, now y'all crying saying, we're pregnant and we got to do it ourselves. Now that would be a reason to cry. You had no control over that. You had no control. But you do that's the one thing women have control over, your body and who you allow in it. If they take something from you, then that's called a crime. But as long as you're ready, open, and willing to go and do the act and you don't require protection, you don't require nothing, then you have to bear responsibility of that. We can't, the problem with that is, and I think a lot of women have an issue with that, and I get it, trust me, I get it. But I don't get it because it's like, the one thing you do have the control and the power over, you don't realize that you have the power over it. You don't want to have the power over it. This is why women try to force men to want to take them seriously after they've become 304s, after they've done stripped in the club and they've been with 100 men or 1,000 men, hell, hundreds of men. Now you want marriage and commitment from a man, and a man says, oh, no. You might be a cool chick, but no can do. I can't see myself marrying you. Oh, no. When men don't take strippers and the whole life community seriously, they get mad and asking, why won't men why? This is not a new thing. This has been around forever. Men have never really taken hoes seriously. And so it is what it is. It's not a new occurrence. But if you put yourself in that position, then that you got to expect that type of outcome. If you look up and find somebody who's willing to be with you, you better hold on to them tight and don't let them go. Because it's not happening that often. And so I just think, once again, the accountability is not women. A lot of women just don't want to take accountability. A lot of them just don't. And this is another aspect of that. You don't want accountability for your body until it's you wanting to delete the baby. you know, to the after effects of it. You don't want the baby, you want to get rid of it, but you don't want to hold any accountability leading up to that. You know, pregnancy can be prevented. You don't have to get pregnant. You don't have to just let a man raw dog you. You could actually take there's all how I forget how many forms of birth control for women, but they don't want to take it because the truth of the matter is in some of these cases they want the babies. They with the pookie that they like and they want him to get it together. So they'll say, oh, if I get a baby for him, because listen, I'm not stupid. I grew up in a time where that was a thing, where I've literally heard women say they want a baby for this nigga. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, why would you want to have a baby for him? He got 3 baby mamas. But you love him and you want to be with him and you think the baby somehow you having a baby for him is gonna make him more endeared to you and want to pick you and be with you, and that never happens. It never happens. And then you get the baby looking stupid. I've literally seen this. I've seen it. This is why I'm not convinced. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I've seen too much. I've seen the both sides of it. There are women who wouldn't dare give their body to a man. There were virgins who said, no, I'm not having sex till marriage, and they do that. Some of them. There were some. I ain't gonna say it was a whole bunch, but there was some. So this is why I say all of this exists. It's not just one. You got deadbeat dads, deadbeat moms. You got women who are not promiscuous. There are women who are. But the women who are want the same outcome as the women who aren't. The women who you see getting married and building families with these men, they want that same thing, but they don't want to do what that person did. You get what I'm saying? You want the outcomes like somebody else, but you didn't put in the work like that other person. If anything, that person is shamed for doing what they did. The same way we saw this woman on here saying, I got the ring. They told me don't cook for him. They told me don't do this. They told me to do that, but she got the ring. So whatever that may look like, it's not all the same, but however it looks, you know, in order, you have to put in too. Like, you just can't sit back and like, I'm the queen on my throne because I'm cute and because you want me. So do what you got to do to get me and keep me. And I'm just got to sit here and watch. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, Miss Pam. It don't work like that. At least for the most part. It might work for somebody, but it ain't working for the majority. Successful MD says the cry is to blame men except when it's success. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Successful MD. Thank you. Yeah. You know, it's sort of like deadbeat mothers wanting some type of credit for their children being successful when you wasn't there. You know what I mean? It's like, I see it on both sides. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you, bro. Let's continue.
You guys can turn down a proposal, but you don't initiate. We do. So men determine the relational value. And what you're saying ultimately is just some version of partner stuff. And at the end of the day, man, bottom line is this: if you're not getting your value, maybe your value is too high. Instead of telling, because this is just what this is, guys, is another version of guys need to bring more value. Maybe your price is too high for what you really are.
Okay. I would like to know more.
You are 2000 Honda Accord with 300,000 miles on it. You don't put $38,000 on the sticker.
Okay. So how did you determine that value?
Damn.
The car is 20 years old with 300,000 miles on it. You don't get brand new prices.
Right.
Is that price from birth or from the age of?
This is not. Remember when I said it's not that complicated?
It's not. It's really not, and that's why
It's not. So, ma'am, the ultimate.
You know?
What? Okay, if you don't feel like you're getting your value, okay. Let me see if I put it to you this way. You ever go to a pawn shop?
Yeah.
All right. You ever take something that you really think is valuable to a pawn shop and they offer you something that you think is just laughable?
Well, I get your point, but yeah, sure.
Do you sell it?
No, I would keep it.
And then what would you? But if you need the money, do you attempt to sell it elsewhere?
Mm-hmm.
If I think I could get a better value for it, yeah.
But the value you have for it is what you're placing on it.
Right.
And if you put it out, you put it back out to the market, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then if the prices are still in the same range of the pawn shop, do you take those?
Well, I mean, I think the price goes off of what you paid for it in the first place, right?
No, it doesn't.
So if you
No,
pay
it doesn't. No, it
$100,
doesn't. Ma'am, I asked you a very specific question. The pawn shop gave you what you thought was too low of a number.
Right.
I asked you,
All
you
right.
should have to take it out to the market. And the people in the market came back with similar to that number. Do you take what the market is going to offer you? Or do you keep it?
Well, you would just go for the best number you could get, right?
Uh-huh.
So
I don't know. But if it's similar to what the pawn shop's going to give you.
if it's similar, but the pawn shop's better, then I'm going to go with the pawn shop. But if the market's
Well, the
better,
pawn
then
shop is okay. See what women never factor in is time. She went to the pawn shop. The pawn shop didn't give her what she thinks she should get because of the price she paid. So then she has to take it and turn it and put it out on the market, and she has to field other offers, and then other offers from the market say the pawn shop is going to give you 50. I'm going to give you 52. They're not going to give you 90.
Right.
They're going to give you in the same range, plus or minus 5%. But then how long does it take you? And that's the problem. You ladies stay on the market too long, thinking your value should be what it is, and the market decides.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the pawn shop is not ripping you off. It just ain't what you paid for it.
Right.
So at what point of me being caring, discerning, and disciplined and all of these things, does it mean that I'm of value enough to receive the things that the man in my life may think represents my value?
Well, you look at the kind of men that approach you for serious relationship, i.e. marriage.
Okay.
First, do you have any children?
None.
Have you been proposed to?
Yes.
Look, they'd be happy about that.
How many times?
Once.
Did you accept the proposal?
No.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Did you get married?
No.
I did not.
Why not?
What did this man do for a living?
He owned a security company.
Ooh, Lord.
How long ago was this?
3 years.
He owned a security company. I don't know what that means. Was he making in excess of 6 figures?
And that's where our relationship
Was he making in
messed up.
excess of 6 figures?
That's where our relationship messed up. He never would tell me what he actually made.
Okay. Did you go to college?
Wait, so the relationship messed up because he didn't tell you what he made? How much he made? What that got to do with the price and chart? Like, why would he have to tell you how much he made? I mean, I hate to keep referencing myself because I know that my experience is an anecdotal experience. I know this and there, but not everybody's situation. Child, I didn't know what my husband. I didn't know before he was my husband. I didn't know how much money he made. What I was supposed to do? Go and let me see your checks. Let me see your bank accounts. And what the hell? I didn't know what he made for years. But I know, he was taking care of the bills and the household. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, I didn't know how much he made, and I wasn't even pressed about it. I know he had a good job. I know he did music as well. So he made money from the music. I know he made money from his work. He did a few different things. I didn't go and ask him, let me see how much you make. And if you don't, oh Lord, we can't be together. Like, what? I don't. Oh my God. I mean, I don't understand, so that was the deal breaker because he didn't tell you exactly how much he made. Eventually, because what's y'all, we shared a bank account, child, and I know that's probably antiquated, child. That's like, oh my God, you can't share a bank account with your husband. Yeah, me and my husband shared a bank account for years. We still do. Now there's added bank accounts now, but when we first, for years, we had one bank account. So I know what was going in the bank account. I didn't work. I'm at home with the kids, so I know what was going in the bank account. So I'm just saying, like, and I know all the bills were paid. And I didn't have to go out and work and pay them. I'm at home with the kids. I didn't have to go out and do it. So why would I be concerned about that? We had food in the house. The kids and everybody had clothes on their backs. They had the medicine they need. They had everything that they needed. We had health insurance. You know what I mean? Like we had what else is there to try to figure out? I'm just saying, why is that a deal breaker? When if he proposed to you, how did that break up? I don't know. once again, y'all, I will say, listen, I'm old school, I guess. I have to say I don't match up to 2026. You know, I'm not, you know what I mean? So maybe that's the difference. Maybe younger people will have a different perspective or something, that I could kind of understand, but some of this stuff still apply. I don't care if we was in 2036. A lot of the core values that make relationships work still exist, but they're gone so far off the mark. It's I mean, you see why a lot of people are single and struggling. We see it why, because the core values for relationships is skewed. They really bought into this whole hype of this independent stuff, but they still want a man. I don't need you, but I want you. But when I want you, you got to make six figures. You heard me? Because I make that. Since when do you have to make it, the man have to make what you make or more? It doesn't make sense. So he got to make what I make or more, and he got to pay all the bills. For the life of me, y'all, I don't understand that shit. For the life of me, I don't get it. He got to make what you make or more, but what does your money matter when you're not trying to pay no goddamn bills? You still want to pay for all the trips, and why are trips like a standard package? It got to be all the bills and all the trips. Who got to do? What's with all these goddamn trips? That's where I'm old school too, I guess. Now, and I could take trips, you know what I'm saying, if I wanted to, or if we wanted to, and then we do, but I don't need a trip every goddamn week. Who don't like go and take a trip to somewhere nice? Who don't like that? Most people like it, but I'm like, God damn, do y'all gotta take every time I hear these women speak, it's like, oh my God, he gotta have his passport. Like a passport is getting a goddamn aircraft or something. Like you gotta have like a passport. So they act like buying a passport is like buying a jet or something. Like you gotta have jet money. It's not hard to get a goddamn passport. Oh my God. But anyway, I digress because I'm just saying whatever you choose to do or whatever is your business. I don't know why my allergies, y'all. They be talking like, I don't understand. But once again, it's probably because they've been dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray, who have warrants and felonies, and it was maybe difficult for them to get a passport. But most people, it ain't difficult to get a passport. That's not hard. It's not hard to take a trip somewhere. It's not hard to go out of the country if you want to. It's not that difficult. My son, which I told y'all that story, took a trip. He went to Germany by himself because he wanted to. He did it the wrong way. He didn't let us know, which he's grown, but he went to Germany. He wanted to go with his own money by himself, which I was scared as hell for him, but he did it. Yeah, but I'm saying like, so damn, he got his passport. It wasn't hard. Yeah, it wasn't hard to do. I'm like, something is wrong. And this is what I'm saying. You have Ari Lennox asking this question herself. She's out here asking and realizing that something is wrong with your mentality. How you think, the women, something is wrong with you. They starting to ask the question and realize it's them. Y'all have been sold a lie, sold something. Y'all drank the Kool-Aid and you really thought that this is it. This is what we should be. And this is what we should expect. And we shouldn't accept nothing less. And once again, for the people in the back, I'm not saying you shouldn't have expectations from anybody. You should have certain expectations from a man. He needs to be responsible. He needs to be a good person. He wants to be committed. If you want marriage, he needs to want that because he's the one has to ask you. There's certain things you should expect from a man who says he want to be with you and want to, have a life with you. I'm not saying you're supposed to go and just pick that you shouldn't have standards. I think you should have standards, just like men should have standards too. But for some reason, women have made it up in their minds that they should have standards and they should go for the gusto. But then the gusto has certain standards too. And if your standards don't allow with the type of man you want at the top, how you gonna get him? And are you willing to be realistic about that and understand that, oh, you know what? Oh, okay. I'm not his cup of tea. So let me just go with the person that like me. Let me go, not settle for anybody, but hey, there are good men on every level. This man that been trying to holler at me for years, girl. He a doorman at this apartment complex or whatever. It don't have to be that or whatever. He has a good job. He decent looking guy. He's been trying to holler at me for the longest, but I kept ignoring him because, girl, he a doorman. I don't want no doorman. You don't know how much money he makes. You don't know what else he does. You don't know nothing about him, but you know he's decent looking. He like you, but you won't give him a chance because he's a doorman. So you passing up, and women do this all the time. You pass up guys who are there for you. Hell, some of them even, meet guys who will be willing to pay the bills. It may not be in a $1 million apartment building or whatever, but it's probably nice and he can provide certain things. He has his own house. He's willing to put you in there and build with you, and he paying the bills already. So you coming into his life. You don't have to do that, but hey, he see enough in you that he want to be with you and build a relationship with you. But y'all passed him up, or he wasn't cute enough, or his hairline was receding, or he too short. Or some insignificant reason as to why you didn't want to be with him. And then you just end up chasing nigga after nigga, and then none of them really want you or take you seriously. They just sleep with you and keep it moving. And then you 40 years old now saying, where's my person? Where's my person?
Oh my God.
So I'm just saying, it's like, I just think once again, and I don't know what happened. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Can y'all hear me? I don't know what happened. I made a mistake and went out, y'all. Can y'all hear me? One in the chat if y'all can still hear me. I don't know what happened. Oh, okay. So y'all can hear me. Okay. Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I touched the wrong thing. Okay, my bad. But yeah, it's a mess, y'all. Dang it, I lost my video file. Hold on. Let me pull up the video again, y'all. I don't know where we was at with that, but I'm gonna pull the video back up so we can finish that and get it. I have some other clips. There's another Kendra G one that somebody sent me that I definitely want to show y'all. Baby, it is a hot mess. But let's finish this one. I don't know where
It's a
we
no
were.
filter dose.
Let's
A
get
27
back to it.
In the world we just constructed, you're 5'2", dress size 8'10". The most you've ever weighed was a dress size 14.
Hold on, let me go back.
141.50.
What did this man do for a living?
There we go.
He owned a security company.
How long ago was this?
3 years.
He owned a security company. I don't know what that means. Was he making in excess of 6 figures?
And that's where our relationship
Was he making
messed
in
up.
excess of 6 figures?
That's where our relationship messed up. He never would tell me what he actually made.
Okay. Did you go to college?
I did.
Did you graduate?
I did.
What's your degree in?
Nursing.
Nursing. How tall are you?
5'2".
Dress size?
I wear a size 8 now.
What's the biggest dress size you've ever worn?
Size 14.
Okay. Was this back when you were dealing with the security guy?
No, that was actually before him.
Okay. How much do you currently weigh?
I weigh about 141.50, somewhere in there.
A dress size 8?
Yes.
Yeah, that don't sound like no.
And the most you've ever weighed?
The most I've ever weighed was 186 pounds.
Okay. On the scale from 1 to 10, fresh face out of the shower, where would you rank yourself? Just your face, and you cannot use 7.
Fresh face out of the shower. Oh, good hair day, I'd say an 8.
So you put yourself up there with Beyonce.
Oh, girl, no, I know.
Oh my God.
I know she lying. I know she ain't gonna say that. Uh um Paul Harrison, now you showing out. Paul Harrison, you showing out. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you, bro. He says, I can hear you, sis, with the $100 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you, though. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Paul. Paul, you showing out, though, I must say. But thank you, bro. Listen, it supports, it goes to the channel. It helps. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's continue.
Okay, well then fine. If you want to put Beyonce as the 10.
No, Beyonce's an 8. Beyonce's an 8.
Beyonce's an 8? Are we saying no 1s, no 10s? Is that the scale?
I said you can't use 7. Beyonce is an 8. You cannot use 7.
Okay, Beyonce's an 8. Scale of 1 to 10. I probably say I'm probably a 6 then. I give myself a 6. I'm not going to be cocky.
Mm-hmm. So, in the world we just constructed, you're 5'2", dress size 8'10". The most you've ever weighed was a dress size 14. The guy you were with and proposed to you that you did not accept. You didn't.
No, I did accept. He passed away.
You accepted, but you didn't get married. But you don't know how much he made. But it's pretty.
Listen, and I want to say this, and I don't want to sound insensitive, but y'all know every time we watch either something from Kevin Samuels or Kendra G, somebody, one of the baby daddies or whoever always passed away. There's always one that passed away, and they never really say what happened. And I'm wondering if he was just in that life, and somebody shot him or something. I don't know, but somebody always, and I know we all, it happens, but that is always consistently in there somewhere. But let's continue, y'all.
Fair to say he likely wasn't a 6-figure earner. Okay.
I can agree.
All right. And this was how many years ago? 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you're 3 years older, but I ask you where you rank yourself, and you put yourself at an 8 out of 10, meaning that there are only 2 stops above that. That means you're 1, 2 away from perfect. Ma'am, you already showed
that because I don't think that I'm.
Don't. See, you're still talking. See, you just showed through. You didn't. I ask questions in a certain way, and it reveals you put yourself on an 8 out of 10. I don't care whether you think 10 is perfect or not. It's the highest on the scale. Whatever you call that, that's what it is. And you gave yourself 1, 2 spots down. You're overestimating your value. You're a 5. You're average. You're a little bit below average height. You're a little bit above average weight. You're at a nursing degree. You don't have masters of the universe trying to marry you.
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Oh, Jesus. To the audience. See, we're asking a question about value and how women assess their value. Ma'am, your value to the marketplace is in the kind and caliber of man that is trying to marry you.
Right.
That's the surest way women can determine their value to the marketplace.
So, if I may ask a question, you previously stated that my career wasn't a woman's career was not what made her high value. And I did not mention that not only do I have my career, I'm 27 years old, a homeowner, and
so doesn't matter to us.
And that doesn't matter to you.
It doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter to us.
And right, I get that, because as a high value man, you have all of those things. You can do all of those things. You're not worried about my money at all. You're worried about whether I'm going to be able to contribute to you in your life.
So,
right?
So you tell us that you have your home. What is the point, though? I don't understand.
It's not to make the point of what I have and what I don't have. It's
ma'am, I think if you're asking a question about, ultimately we'll go back, and this is another point. It becomes exhausting.
It is.
I'm just built.
It is. It does because there's no getting through. On one hand, you have women boasting about their careers. Oh, I got, because I have a master's degree and I have this, and that's great. That's what you look at as value for yourself, because you having that degree means that you can make a living for yourself or make a certain amount of money for yourself. That's the assumption that, hey, I get higher education, I can go get a good job, I can qualify for better jobs and maybe better pay to take care of myself. I don't think anything's wrong with that. But when you're talking about men and dating and what men look at women for, that has nothing to do with it. They're not going around and saying, oh, I want this woman with a master's degree because the better the degree she has and she can take care of herself to the fullest, that's really a turn on for me. That's not necessarily what men are looking for in women. And it's, most men are looking for something quite the opposite. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't know how to take care of yourself, because I think it's important, because I mean, as adults, before you get a man and you're a single woman, you have to learn how to take care of yourself. You got to get a job. You know what I mean? You got to work. That's what you have to do. But at the same time, you understand what men are looking for when it comes to marriage and relationships, that men want something a little more different. And the very things that men are looking for in wives, a lot of these women look at that as, slavery, or they look at it as control, or they look at it as something that they want no part. They want to be career women. They want to make their own money. They want to call the shots. They're their own bosses, but they still want a man. That's what I'm saying. And when you are the boss and you have your career and you're calling the shots, then what's the purpose of the man in your life? You're just like a man. So a man, and then because it's not just that you take care of yourself well, it's your mentality that you build a certain mindset when you do that. When you take care, most women, when they make money for themselves, they become, they start getting this little attitude like, I'm the shit and nobody can tell me nothing. And so that attitude comes with that. And I think that's the part a lot of men don't like. Women have, and people, if you really want to think about it, if you come from poor or you come from broke, you never seen even $10,000 in cash. So if you start seeing money, it goes to your head a little bit. And that could be anybody. That could be men and women. When you start getting money, you start feeling yourself. You know what I mean? You start feeling like, I'm that chick. I'm that ninja. You know what I mean? You can't tell me nothing. So yeah, when people get money, it goes to their heads. And they start thinking they're above everybody and start treating people as such. It's kind of the mentality. You can almost equate that to women who are successful. They do the same thing. But only thing is, when they're out here looking to date a man, this is why he has to make what they make or more for them to respect him. Because if he even makes less, she don't respect it, because she like, I had to work and grind, as if he didn't have to work and grind for what he has too. But then your expectations become even, go through the roof, because you're like, hell, if I could do it, you could do it. If I could establish a certain level, then so can you. And if you can't do it, I don't respect that. So I can't date you. And then they keep doing that until you end up with nobody, because even the men with the money that have more money than you are not their option. You are not their choice because of the way you think. And that's a disqualifier in most cases from the men that you say you want. And so now you can't go backwards. Now you can't bite your words or, humble yourself and go back to a guy who actually is successful, but maybe not as successful as you are in some cases. Because some of these women be lying about that success, to be honest. They be lying. They be faking it until they make it. And then, it's not always what you think. But anyway, the ones who are, it's like, oh no, now I can't go back and, because I don't want that, because he can't keep up with this and that. No, just say you want control. You want to do your own thing, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. And you don't want nobody, you don't have to answer to nobody. You don't want a man telling you a goddamn thing about your life. But if that's the case, live your life. Stop trying to stop, because the truth of the matter, most women want companionship. Most women want somebody to love them. Most people do. But if you keep going about it like this, you're not going to be able to get it. And that is what we're seeing out here in these streets. A bunch of women, educated women, all types of women out here wondering why men not approaching, why they can't find a man. What's the problem? When a lot of the problem is y'all. Y'all have a lot to contribute to the problem. But the problem is you don't want to change that. You want it to stay the way you want it to stay, and you want men to change for you. And the men are saying, hell to the nah, we work too hard. We're not doing it. We know what y'all are about. We're not coming to pay all your bills. Y'all make y'all own money. There's no need for that. There's no need for it. So y'all gonna either figure out something else or whatever. We're gonna just go find women in other places. That's what's happening. Let's continue.
For this, because I'm good at what I do.
I see you're very patient.
I'm talking, and the thing is, audience, when most women don't want to accept that they've been lied to and they're lying to themselves. That's why I say fresh face out of the shower. That means they see themselves naked There are no more lies then. There's no more makeup. There's no more nothing. She said on a good hair day. That means they know the reality. And in that reality, you still give yourself 2 steps down from 10. That means somebody who is wholly invested in overinflating their value. We talked about a beauty standard, not home ownership. Coming out of the shower fresh, coming out of the shower, fresh face had nothing to do with your professionalism or your home or your money. It had everything to do with what you came into the earth with, your beauty.
Okay, so
and you
no,
overestimated it.
Okay, so let's take out what I have.
Women typically overestimate their value, and then they talk about what do we do when we get men who aren't meeting our value. The reason you're not getting men to meet your value is because you've overestimated it. That's the problem.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right. And I know, I'm gonna leave it here because I think that's probably the end of the interview. A lot of women hate to accept that once again, and it's not harping on women, it's just being honest. And I think women just are not used to being called to called on their bullshit. They're not used to being accountable for their part of it. It takes two to tango. Relationships and all this didn't just get to this place just because of men. I don't, that's just not true. The men aren't solely responsible for the state of dating and relationships in 2026. In 2026. It's not just men, it's the behavior of both women and men. And women hate, there are some women, because some women get it. There are lots of women who get it. But some women don't want to acknowledge that because they hate to acknowledge that, yeah, y'all played a role, that there weren't all these sweet, nice, faithful women out here who were just the greatest ever and were just these sweet individuals who were raised by good, loving parents who taught them how to be loving people and how to treat a man and how you should be in a relationship. You should work with your partner or person or your spouse, that you should, consider him and listen to him. They act as if all these women were taught how to be good people and that they're all good people and that they all just know how to act and they all know how to be with men and they all treated men good and all the men just did them dirty, messed them over, ruined their lives. Just every man they've ever come in contact with was just no good, while they were just all the women are just so, nice and sweet and lovable and caring and all that. That is a delusional mindset. This ain't no goddamn movie. This is not the reality of life. Nobody is 100% one way or the other. Unless you just completely batshit crazy or whatever it may be. We are a mixture of things. Nobody is walking around here with all the answers and they got it all made in the shade. And yeah, these men just do us dirty all the time. When we see healthy, good men with healthy relationships with women thriving and their families thriving, while the other ones are in the gutter acting a fool, thinking that this is a representation of everyone, when it's not. And that's all I'm saying. I don't know what nobody else is saying, but I'm saying, listen, no, we all got work to do. But I will say the women are a little bit more delusional than the men. From my experience and what I've seen, they're a little bit more delusional because their expectations are way too high for what they're willing to offer and what they're willing to give to a man. Now, if you want a man to give you something, you got to give something too. You can't just sit back and just think like a fat rat and just think, I got a vagina. That's all you want. My vagina is my currency. I'm gonna pay with that and I'm gonna win every time. No, these men ain't even, because you're not a virgin. It's not like he can get a untapped cooch. It's not like you sitting on a gold mine. You ain't never let nobody in there. It's just you sitting there pure as ever could be. Ain't nobody smelled it, touched it, nothing. And you say, and you look good and you're cooperative. It's not like you got all that going on. So most of these men understand that a lot of these women have been ran through. You done gave it, to Pookie, Ray Ray, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, every which way you could. And now you want him to come with the most. And these men say, nah, it's not worth it. How y'all say it? The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Oh my God. And then they mad. So stop being mad, because you don't have to be mad. Just acknowledge, you know what, you get it. And try to figure something out. Because I do think if I do believe, and I could be wrong, but I do believe that if women had a better mentality about it and took it some accountability and realized what's important and how you should be showing up for a relationship, I think it could work. But too many of them are just not trying to do that. They make their money and they like, to hell with it. We ain't settling. And then when the men aren't approaching, y'all wondering, wait a minute, why aren't they approaching? Oh my God. Y'all said y'all don't need them. That's why. So it's just insane to me the way women address these situations and how they look at it, their mentality on it, but also their outcomes. The outcomes that they're getting, it still does not convince them that they're going about it the wrong way. So at the end of the day, you look, I'm not mad at people for how they think. I'm not mad at people for, believing what they believe, because maybe their experiences are what they are. Mine may be different. And so that's why I speak the way I speak. But at the end of the day, you got to think about it. It's your life. Whatever route you choose to go, it's your life. So be happy with your life. But we see a lot of them aren't happy with their choices, and they're trying to convince men to see it, a different way. I think that's really the issue. All right, I got another clip for you guys that I want to share. Make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Here we go.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
I gotta see your face. Hi, honey.
Hi, I didn't know that you was gonna choose me.
What now your name is called Miss Turn Heads.
Definitely is, definitely. From
Okay.
Chicago.
Don't have your head cut off, okay, baby?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. What's your name, sweetheart?
My name's Chanel.
Chanel. And where you calling me from? You said Chicago?
Yeah,
How old are you, Chanel?
I'm 43.
43. And what you do for a living, boo?
I'm a loctician and I'm a content creator.
Loctician and a content creator. You have any kids?
Yeah, I have 3.
You have 3 kids? How old are your 3 kids?
19, 17, and 10.
All by the same man?
No. The first 2 are, but the second one not.
Okay. You ever been married?
No.
No. And what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Cancer. All right. So we got Chanel like the purse. Chicago. If you can, don't have your head cut off if possible. Okay, there we go. Chanel, Chicago, 43, Cancer, is a loctician, also a content creator. Mine of 3 kids by 2 men, never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
An independent man.
And
Independent. The
all
one
my
that
ladies. Oh, that's
one that already know what the deal and what to come with. I shouldn't have to tell you.
well. What should he know that you should not have to tell, Chanel?
Respectful, loyalty, a family man, and also a working man.
Working man. Okay. Can you turn your TV off or down?
Okay, I'll talk to them.
There we go. All right. So, what are your deal breakers? You kind of just mentioned it, but do you have any more deal breakers?
My only deal breaker is not being consistent.
Not being consistent. Okay. So, you got to be consistent. Should he look a certain way?
No, he don't.
No, you don't care. Should he make a certain amount of money?
No, that don't matter because we always can match our money together.
I know that's right,
So, they
girl.
going to bring the money together.
Yeah,
Boom. And leave.
Okay. Let's do the Kendrick Cam.
as long as we have each other back at the end of the day.
Go
Okay.
ahead,
As
girl.
long as you got each other
Yeah,
back.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So, we got to do the Kendrick Cam. That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Come on, girl.
Oh, hold on. Ooh, I did not know I was gonna be on here.
Girl, you called me.
I know, but it was like 4,000 people on here.
Come on now.
Okay.
Let's
Can
do
we see your
twerking,
legs?
girl. Let's see
Okay.
your leg. Kendra
All
said, let's
right, we got you, girl. You part of the big breast club like me.
No.
we gotta see your legs.
We got you, boo. So, Chanel,
She's,
when was your last relationship?
come on, Chanel. Shit.
Um. Oh, I'm on this dating show. To be honest, I probably should have never clicked in.
Why you say
What
that? Are
you
you
mean,
with
girl?
somebody?
Yeah.
Oh no, girl. Come on, little Miss Ma'am, Miss Pam. What you mean you seen somebody? Cabin Caveman said you better not laugh. Laugh my ass. LMAO, child. How can you not? I'm not laughing, no. I'm not laughing at her. It's just funny a little bit. And I'm laughing on the inside, I try to laugh on the inside, but anyway. Thank you, Kappa K, man. I appreciate you. Girl.
A guy?
Yeah.
Are you on a date?
Right now?
Is the guy a person you're dating?
Yeah.
Then why did you call me?
It's complicated right now. So I didn't know if I don't know. I'm just trying to see what I was going to get on. And then,
So wait, there's a guy with you in the room right now.
No, ain't nobody here.
I thought you just said that there was a guy with you, so there's nobody with you.
No.
Okay, so now are you dating somebody right now?
No.
Then why did you tell me yes and it was complicated?
They be playing
because you asked me what's like if they was here, am I dating them? Like if they here right now.
And you said yes, I thought.
No, I didn't say that. I'm here by myself.
Okay.
To be honest, I probably shouldn't have never clicked in.
Why you say that? Are you with somebody?
Yeah.
A guy?
Yeah.
Are you on a date?
Right now?
Is the guy a person you're dating?
Yeah.
Then why did you call me?
It's complicated right now. So I didn't know if I don't know. I'm just trying to see what I was going to get on.
Okay, so you're here by yourself. Now let me just ask you direct questions so we can all be on the same page. Are you dating someone right now?
No, I'm not dating anyone right now.
So why did you say you shouldn't have called me then? Because you called me.
I was just talking. I was scared.
Girl, come on, Chanel.
All right. So now, when was your last relationship?
2 weeks ago.
So you broke up with somebody 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's over?
Yeah, definitely.
What happened 2 weeks ago?
Not being trustworthy.
Okay, not being trustworthy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to answer.
Too much playing in the face, stuff like that.
Too much playing in your face. Okay, fair enough. Don't have your head cut off, okay? Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Maybe 3 weeks ago.
So was that your ex?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're ready to move on. You're not going back to that.
No.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Focusing on myself, loving myself, and putting myself first.
All self stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
It starts with self.
It does.
If you can't fix yourself, how you gonna fix somebody else?
That's the truth. Now you ain't never lied. People treat you. Here's the thing. If you want to know, look at how you allow people to treat you. Because people, the way they treat you is the way you think about yourself. So when you allow disrespect, you indirectly have low self-esteem and you don't feel highly about yourself. Okay. And when you come with a price tag, well, that's a whole nother conversation. That means you're putting yourself up for the highest bidder. But people are a reflection of you. So
exactly.
The moment you change you, the moment people change, because either A, they're going to conform and get on your schedule, or they're going to fall out of your life because you're no longer going to tolerate it.
Well, I mean, this is something that you should learn at an early age. You should learn at an early age to respect yourself and you demand respect. But there are a lot of people who demand respect, but they don't give it. There are a lot of people who treat other people shitty, but you don't want nobody to treat you shitty. So you really got to look at how you treat people. And you know how they say hurt people, because there are a lot of people out here who, you do other people dirty and then once again, I said it, I'm saying it again. You do people dirty, but you expect people to do you right. And then sometimes when the energy is matched, then you want to play like you're the victim. And a lot of women they play victims, but then it's like you throw dirt and hide your hand. You are the aggressor. You commit the crime and then you hide your hand as if you didn't do anything and then play like somebody did you something. That's a common thing for some women. And I think, no, you should learn at a young age to respect others as much as you want them to respect you. Yeah, you shouldn't allow people to treat you any kind of way, but you certainly can't treat other people any kind of way either. So it tends to be a one-sided deal in some situations. So yeah, you gotta have boundaries and standards and stick by them. And when you present yourself in a respectable way and you respect people and you demand respect, then you more than likely you'll get it. Now, will there be some fool at some point that might try to test that? For sure, because they don't have no respect for themselves. But you don't turn into them. You stand on your morals and your values, and more than likely you get the respect that you give. It's what you give. Is you just don't expect something for nothing. No, you can't go around and talking to people crazy and treating people crazy, then and expect the highest regard from everybody. No, that's one sided. Um, Leo, I think I'm saying that right. 24. Thank you for the super chat. Says y'all men in the chat. I bet she got a mean bite game. Y'all try her out and let us know. LOL. Oh no, you didn't. No, he didn't. So he asking the chat to go see what's up. Oh my God. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, oh, child. Yes, Lord. Why? Y'all a trip. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate. I can't talk, child. I appreciate you for the super chat. Y'all wrong for that. She got a big forehead, though. I will say that. Thank you for the super chat. Mr. Dixie Normus, thank you for the super chat. Says, I blame Kendra for giving these booger wolves hope. You know what? Listen, I will say this. I don't blame Kendra because you know what? This is a public platform. If you think of an idea to help yourself out on here, why not? When they come on here, they already have this hope. They already have it, Mr. Dixie. They already have this in their heads. They just get a chance to tell everybody. They already think like this. Kendra didn't make them think like this. These ladies come on the show with this mentality. They already think like that. And so and a lot of them be on TikTok and other social media platforms showing you that how they think. And then they're like, oh, I'm gonna go on Kendra's show. A lot of these people come from TikTok that be on her show too. So they be over there showing you how they are and what they think and doing what thinking they tens and all that. And then they come on here to try to get everybody else to see them so they can, get somebody to see that they're 10 and that they special and all this kind of other shit, So I think they already think like that, Mr. Dixie Normus. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, they already be thinking like that. Let's continue.
Correct.
Okay. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you, honey?
Because I'm one of a kind. And I'm Miss Turn Heads.
You ain't lying about
Miss Turn Heads. Miss Turn Heads.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of that, Miss Turn Heads, she's one of a kind. Could the guy have kids?
Yeah, he can have kids.
Okay.
I can't be selfish.
Say again?
I said I can't be selfish.
You can't be selfish. Do you want more kids?
No.
You don't want more kids. Okay. And are you inside the Kendra G Singles dating app?
No.
Okay, so you got to create a profile inside the dating app. You want your name to be Miss Turn Heads?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta set up your profile. So set up your profile inside the dating app, and that's how they'll find you.
Okay.
All right. Bye, baby girl.
Girl. Oh my God. Oh my God. Child, it's slim pickings out here. I feel bad for the decent men out here looking to try and get a wife if y'all still believe in marriage. You know what I'm saying? I get it because it's gonna be hard. It's difficult out in these streets with what we're seeing here. And but I don't know. I see why the men are moving the way they're moving, y'all. I really do. I really do. I always would, I try to keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Look, you'll find, oh my God. She do look like CeeLo Green. Oh she do. Damn, I knew it was somebody. I couldn't put my finger on it that she looked like. Oh shit. I knew it was somebody she looked like. And you are absolutely right. No shade to her. Miss whatever her name is. Girl, shout out to you, girl. Do your thing. Baby, she do. I knew it. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I'm looking like, damn, she looked like somebody. Thank you. Goddamn. Oh my God. No lies detected. She really do. I ain't gonna lie. She do. But anyway, it is what it is, child. Y'all a trip. But anyway, what I was about to say, you may forget what I was about to say. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Listen, believe it or not, y'all, I can't lie to y'all. I understand the women and I understand the men. I understand why women think the way they think to some degree. Some of this stuff is just beyond I don't get. But for the most part, I understand because I am a woman and I understand the nature of women. And I know where they're getting their talking points from and I know why they feel the way they feel. But all I'm saying is it's just not conducive to healthy, stable relationships because the men are different. Just like we got modern women now, I would consider these men modern men too, because they're not going to be traditional men while the women are modern. They're not going to just be sitting out holding the bag, doing all this for you when they don't even get what they want in return. In order for women to give men what they want, they're going to have to change a few things. And because we got a lot of women who believe in this independent boss chick status, they don't want to give that up. They don't want to give that up. They want to have their independent boss chick status. Plus, they want you. And they want you to come with the most and they want to just do what they want. And that's the difference. It's not like back in the day, you could have a stay-at-home wife where she was truly at home taking care of the kids and the household and all that and providing meals for the families and there with the kids, making sure the kids are good while he go out and work and take care so he can take care of the bills. No, these women don't want to be at home. They already have kids. They already working and providing for the kids. So they're like, what I need you for if you're not paying all the bills? But then you got to ask him, you got to think about it. What do he need you for? If he got to come in and pay for everything and you're not giving him what he wants, he don't need to do that. He could continue to live his life and he could have a multitude of women around him without all of the commitment. You see what I'm saying? So as much as women are saying they're not going to settle, I don't know if they recognize that the men don't have to settle. They're not looking at y'all just for vagina because they could some of them could get vagina. They can pay for it if they wanted to. And a lot of them just don't want the stress and the hassle of the mentality of these women. So they just pass on that. And so I just think they didn't add up that cost that the men were not going to be super simps of 89. You know what I'm saying? Those men back then, looked at a woman and they bought into the idea that, if I want her, I got to take her as a package deal and be cool with that and it'll be okay because she's a good woman. But now men are saying, no, I don't want to do that. I don't have to do that. And I won't. I'm not settling. So you got two people not settling. So what do you get? You don't get nothing out of that. Lil 24, thank you for the super chat. Says she don't look like nothing with the lights off. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. Kevin K, man, thank you for the super chat. Says paper bag, dark liquor, dark room, bang, bang, bang. Oh my God. Y'all are a hot mess. Thank you, Captain K, man. I appreciate you. A hot mess. I'm telling you, a hot goddamn mess. Yeah. It's just, the mentalities aren't there. The standards aren't there. Men don't want to marry because they're like, you're not going to finesse me. You know what I'm saying? Men are skeptical. They don't want to be treated poorly. They want something. Every woman is not a wife. Every woman out here with a vagina is not a good woman. We got to accept that. Just like every man is not a good man. There's some crazy creeps out here. And there's some violent men too out here. Violent women. Look, if you can mention that they're violent men, there are violent women. There are criminals out here that's both women and men. There are creeps out here that are both women and men. We talk about men molesting and doing. There's women out here who do the same thing. But we don't want to talk about that, but we know that there are. For anything that you can mention of when it comes to a man, there are women out here that have done, and will do the same thing that you can't trust. Just batshit crazy on all levels. So, I mean, what are we doing? Like, to me, once again, the women who are out here, single, the women who are out here single, looking for provider men and all these things that they say they want, they're having a difficult time. It is. We can't negate that. They're having a difficult time. They are. I see it in real life. People close around me, I see it. I see it. I see women my age, women younger, and women older who are struggling, wishing they had financial help, wishing they had a man to help them out in this day and age, a man to come in and share the load. As much as we hear these women on social media saying they don't want to go 50-50, there are a lot of women out here who really want to go 50-50, but they can't find a man who will take them seriously. Why? Either for one reason or another, they're not getting it. And so, once again, but these women won't tell other women what's happening. They won't really, go out on a limb and say, you know what, y'all, this mindset that we've adopted is not right. We're starting to see women on social media speak out on it because the experiences are showing them. If you don't want to believe it, just keep on living. Your experience is going to tell you exactly what it is. And this is what they're seeing. We have women who have been on Kevin Samuel's show and it's been years and they come back and say they're still single. They can't find a man because you can't find a man that you deem best for you. Y'all looking for the best of the best, but you're going about it the wrong way. And what you consider the best of the best is not the best for a healthy, stable, long-term relationships and marriage. That's all I'm saying. Because what you're qualifying as the best is not really the best. Just because he got money don't make him the best. Just because he's 6 feet tall don't make him the best. Just because he drive a Bentley doesn't make him the best. Just because he look like what you want don't make him the best. And the women who are, in their mind, they think that they're fortunate enough to be around those men and date them, realize they're only good for one part. And you can't blame them because they're giving you the part that you said you wanted. These men aren't stupid. They know that a lot of these women are only coming after them for their money and their financial status. And so you coming after them for that. And so they give you what you want. They get what they want. And that's all it becomes, a transactional situationship. That's it. They don't look at you and say, oh, she could be my wifey. No, because they know that you're a low-key gold digger. They know you there for the money. They're not stupid. And that's why those things are short-lived. You get your time. They get what they want. And then when it's up, they easily pass you on back to the streets. And they got other women in line who want to experience that same thing. This is where you find these women say, I'd rather cry in a Bentley than a Toyota. But that's somebody else's Bentley. It ain't yours. You're just borrowing it for a period of time because you're on his roster. And you're just there for a short period of time until your time is, until you start wanting more. And then he ready to ship you out onto the next. And then you back to your own devices, onto trying to pick up the pieces and figure out your life. And then this is when they're crying on social media, talking about, where's my person? But now your expectations are higher. Your expectations are through the roof because now you've experienced the lavish luxury of all this stuff. So now you think this is the standard for men who want to date you. Not realizing you don't really offer what these men really want for serious relationships. So they just play your game. You want something from me and I want something from you. And it's a transaction and we're going to do that until we don't. Whitney 9575, thank you for the super chat, says the women embarrass themselves, not Kendra G. Exactly. I agree. I agree. They embarrass themselves because why would you put your business out? Anytime you go on these social media dating shows, platforms, you put your business out there for the world to see. And then a lot of times you don't even want people to critique it or have anything to say about it, but you don't realize, the stuff that you're putting out here, it is embarrassing. It's stuff that you shouldn't really be exposing to the public, but they choose to do that. I'm saying, you choose to do it, you don't have to do it. Nobody's forcing you. So yeah, it's on you. Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate you for the support. Was it Manversations 2020? Manversations 2020. Dee, we want to interview you, sis. Send it to my email. Let me send it to my email. Manversations 2020. It's in my description box of this video. It should be. What is DeeDeesWorldLoves@yahoo.com. Send it to my email or DM me on Instagram. That'd probably be easier. And let me know what you're talking about. But yeah, so I just think, once again, and I always say this, and I gotta say this because I really don't want to come off as I'm not a mean person, but I just think a lot of times people don't like the truth, and and then they think it's one-sided because, oh, you always talking about the women. Yes, we gotta address the women because I see a lot of behaviors with women that is out of order for what they say they want. And if anything, I'm gonna try to tell you the truth and be honest about it to let you know that that ain't the way to go. It's not a bashing thing. It's not. I want to see you win. This is why I say, look, if you're single and you living your best life, honey, and you made a good life for yourself, live your life. You only get one. Live it and enjoy it. But if you're constantly complaining, and we see people constantly complaining on social media about their lives, but you don't want to do what's necessary to maybe possibly change your outcome, then which woman to tell you to keep on doing that? Because that would be a disservice to you if I'm saying, girl, yeah, just keep complaining, but keep doing what you're doing, girl. Keep doing what you're doing, girl. You'll get there one day. Now, that's not doing you any, that's doing you a disservice. That's not helping you, because logically, that's not how you go about anything. You know, if you are getting an outcome that is not desirable to you, you can't hope and pray and wish upon a star that the other person do everything to make it right. You have to make changes for yourself. Just like y'all go out here and you work hard and you build yourself up and you become these business owners or whatever it is you have dreamt of, and you make it happen. You made it happen. You're proud of that. You did something, you made it work. You put in the work, you put in the effort. But when it comes to relationships, women don't want to put in the effort. You just think that it's all on the man to make your life perfect and make his life perfect and make everybody's life perfect, when you are not perfect. So even if you get a good man who would be willing to do all these things for you, you're going to mess that up because you're not going to know how to treat him. You're not going to know how to show up for him. Just because he's there for you and he's supporting you doesn't mean that he don't need you to do anything in return. Doesn't mean that he don't need your support and your love and your commitment and to show him, appreciation for the things that he's doing. It's a give and take. Both sides want something. You just can't. So even if you get a good man, you don't know how to treat him. You don't know how to show up for him. You don't know what to do because it's not something that's innately in us. And it wasn't taught to majority of us. Women in this country, in the West, were not taught how to cater to men. That's just not what we were taught. We were taught to be independent women, take care of ourselves, because no man ain't going to do it for you and you can't depend on them. That's what we were taught. And that's why you see this happening the way it's happening. I get it. I was taught the same thing. I'm no different. It's just I made a different choice. And I got the lesson early on. This is why when I started seeing these conversations, that's what got me into this space, really. Kevin Samuels and a lot of these other people got me into this space because I started seeing what they were saying and I could relate to it. I wasn't in denial about it. But the thing about it is a lot of women hear these talking points by these men and they get offended by it. I didn't get offended because I know it was the truth. It's things that I've experienced in my own family, with my own family. A lot of these talking points, I've heard it in my own family. So this is why when I started hearing it, I'm like, well, damn, somebody calling this out. I had never heard nobody call it out from that perspective. All I heard was only thing they called out was men. All they ever called out was men are dogs. Back in the day, all these niggas are dogs and all I'm gonna do you dirty. And that was my mindset as a young woman, that even as a teenager, that, this is, this is, you already have an expectation of what you think men are like based on what you've heard from your own family. Watch out for these men. They'll do this to you. Oh, men don't like this, or men are like this, and this and that. That whole idea, if he don't like his mama, oh my God, watch out. Because if he don't love his mama, then he can't love you. And all these little tidbits of information that we got, including myself, growing up, is the expectations that you have for men before you even get into a relationship. Before you even get into a relationship, you already have this preconceived notion about what men are like, and it's not positive. So yes, I had that too. This is why I could relate. And you're skeptical about men. You're scared. You don't know how to treat them because they didn't teach you that. And so it's like, oh my God, when you meet a man that is the opposite of what you've heard your whole life, you like, wait a minute, something got to be wrong. He can't be good. I thought they're all supposed to be bad. Oh my God, he ain't bad. He seems to love me. He treat me with respect. He opened the car door. Oh wow, he gave me flowers. Growing up, they made us like little men. Like, oh, you're not supposed to like flowers. What's flowers? You couldn't even like flowers. There's certain things you just don't like because they're teaching us to be manly like little girls when we're young. Like, oh, you gotta be independent and all this. You can't ever depend on, And so you grow up with that. And once again, I experienced that too. That's why I don't separate myself. This is why I understand the women. I understand where men are coming from because I had to learn to understand the nature of men. Because we were raised by a woman, independent women who speak negatively about men, while all the while I see all kind of shit going on with her. I see all kind of bad shit she doing, but nobody's calling it out. I see a lot of things that I thought, oh, this ain't right. But I can't say nothing because I'm a child. And I see you though. I'm not blind. I see you, but they act like as children, we don't see this. We're supposed to turn a blind eye to it. And then we grow up and supposed to say, oh, my mama did all she could for me. She was a single mother. She did everything she could and ooh, and just turn and everything bad to the men. No, I seen some bad shit you did too, and I can't unsee it. So I know, yeah, the father wasn't in the home, but the mother was doing some ratchet shit, and she wasn't all that great either. Oh my God. And she didn't teach us the best information. You taught us how to deal with ratchet men, because that's all you were dealing with. And if you met a guy that was above that, you didn't know how to treat him. You didn't know what to do with him because you're used to what you say. These men ain't this. They all dogs. They'll do this. Until you create a scenario in your own mind that you live in your life. You just start dealing with men that you don't think is ish, and you just sleep with them and make babies out of wedlock and keep doing it, but you're not the problem. Right. The women are never the problem. Even though I see a lot of problematic things that you're doing, but that's glossed over. Back to the men. The men. So I've seen too much of it. I grew up in it. I've seen it, and I want to know parts of it because it's toxic and it's negative, and it's not something that you want. If you want more in your life, you can't keep continuing that narrative and keep doing that same thing that you saw that wasn't beneficial. Because those women end up by themselves to this day, still single, old ladies by themselves. They've never been married. Hatch all them children out of wedlock, and they by themselves. I know quite a few old ladies who play these games, and they're old now, and they've never been married. They had children now, because go get the children. No man took them seriously, and they old now, and that's it. And they're depending on their sons to be with them in the end, which y'all would call son husbands. This shit is real. And it may not be the reality for everybody, but it is real. It is not a new occurrence. This is not, it's just social media is putting on blast. This has been happening. And it's never been talked about, see? And Kevin Samuels, for when I popped in here, was the catalyst to bringing all awareness to this, even though there were other people that say we were before him, but I wasn't privy to them. I came in on the Kevin Samuels wave when I heard some things he was saying, and I did not get offended whatsoever because I knew what he was saying was the truth because I had seen it. And it may not be everybody's truth, but I know it wasn't a lie. It may not apply to everybody, but it wasn't a lie. That's all I'm saying. So, child, baby, I get it. I get it. That's why I understand it. I understand the nature of women, how they think, and I understand because I've seen it. I've grew up in it. And that's why people ask me, well, how did you think the way you're thinking? Because watching it and learning from it and realizing, nah, this ain't cool. I don't want to live like this. And being in it as a child and struggling, a lot of these women be broke, struggling. The children are the ones that suffer. I was that kid suffering and my siblings because these women don't be having no money. And the focus is not always on the kids. It's always on the men. All they care about is getting a D from the men, and you're getting raw dogged and ran through and making babies. And that's it. And then you look to your kids to take care of you. Then when you grow up, when you finish getting raw dog and ran through, and then now you don't have nothing. Now you want the children to take care of you. When your priority wasn't your kids, your priority wasn't them. You wasn't focused on getting them to a good place. And then now that they're grown, now you don't have nobody. So now you want them to be your man and take care of you. I've seen it all. So that is really where my perspective come from. Now, am I oblivious to other people's perspectives? No, I get it. Because like I said, I see both sides of it. I've seen it. And one thing to me, experience to me is your best teacher. When you've experienced something, if you've seen it and you learn from it and you've grown, to me, that's the best teacher. You can give that advice because I'm not the only one. There are lots of people in the communities that we grew up in that have experienced the same thing. Who've experienced deadbeat mothers who were on drugs, didn't take care of their kids, out here just making babies, children in foster care and on the streets and living from pillar to post. This stuff is real. And I unfortunately have had a chance in my life to see it happen. But I've also been fortunate enough to see the good side of it and see good men and understand that all men aren't the deadbeats that I have seen too growing up. I've seen deadbeats too. Hell, I see the fathers not in the household, but I also see the women out here just screwing Tom, Dick, and Harry, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike as well, and getting pregnant. Raw dog, getting pregnant. And those men weren't their men. I also know women go out to the clubs and one night stands and sleep around and just with everybody, and then you pop up pregnant. And you think he was going to turn around and be like, oh, okay, we could be together. I'm going to come be with you and raise this kid. No, they were irresponsible and you were too. This is why I say people don't want to tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And the truth shall set you free. It's not all one way. We ain't dealing with a bunch of holy women who just are so holy than thou and doing everything right. And the men just left. No, you're doing with women who want to get raw dogged and men who want to raw dog them. Period. Oh my God. Women who want the D are out here looking for men who want the P. And that's just it. And you don't care if he wear any protection because you like it like that. You like getting raw dog. And you just hope and pray you don't get pregnant. And that's that. And if you do, oh, well, you can raise a baby by yourself because society told you you don't need no man to raise a child. This ain't a new thing. Society told those women too, you don't need a man. You can raise a child by yourself. You get government assistance. They're going to help you with your child. They're going to give you Medicaid. They're going to give you food stamps. They're going to give you welfare. You don't need a man. The government is your man. They're going to make sure you're straight. So you don't have nothing to worry about. Then when you keep having children, you get a little bit more on them stamps. You get a little bit more on that government assistance check. I know because I was raised in it. That's why when I got older, I was a little older. I'm like, oh no, I don't ever want to live in the projects. I don't ever want to live like this. I don't ever want to be in this situation because it's not optimal. It's not the best. You know what I'm saying? And I want different. I don't want to be having all these children by myself struggling. My kids don't have what they need. Didn't want it. So that's why I say you see, you don't always have to live something to know you want something different. I could just see some shit and say, nah, I don't want that. You know, I could see some stuff and be like, no, I don't want that. Because a lot of people end up being statistics because of their upbringing. You know, like they say, single mothers raise single mothers. So if you know that, you want to steer away from that because it's easy to fall into that because if that's your environment and that's all you know, you end up repeating it. You end up perpetuating what you've seen. And so, yeah, if you want better, you got to do better. You got to do something different from what you've seen or do something different from what you were doing. Bottom line, it's not that difficult. And trust me, people around you, they don't even like what you're doing. This is what I'm saying. What I hear women saying on the social media, I've heard it in real life. They don't want to see you do something different. They start getting nervous. They start not liking you because you're making different choices. Because it's like they almost want to see you in that same situation because it makes them feel bad because they're like, damn, you don't want to emulate what I was doing? Oh, you're doing something different. Now I'm going to feel small. Oh, I never been married. So, you get married? What? You a stay-at-home wife? Your husband works and pays all the bills? Because that's something that they've never been attributed to. They've never had that experience. Not because they couldn't, because you didn't prioritize that. That's not something you was looking for. You didn't think about it. You were comfortable being where you were. So you didn't go after a husband and a stable family. You were happy getting raw dog. Oh my God. You was okay there. But if I'm the one looking at this and saying, nah, I don't want that. I'm not trying to put you down, but I don't want that. I want something else. And then I make a different decision. Now I'm a problem. Now I get shamed for wanting a husband. I get talked down to told things about my husband that, you know what I'm saying? That is that things that you think gonna happen because it's sort of like women say, well, you don't know if a woman told me one time, well, you don't know if your husband would cheat on you. Well, I don't know. Well, so far he hasn't, and I don't have that problem. But hell, Get you a husband and see if he'll do that to you first, and stop worrying about other people's husbands. Because the majority of these women out here don't have a husband. You don't have a man who will take care of you and commit to you. So don't worry about other people's husbands until you get your own, and then you worry about whether he'll cheat on you or not. But that ain't my issue. That ain't my problem. I don't have that problem. I don't know if the future holds. If it happened, okay, we'll deal with that when it happens. But before you worry about somebody else's husband, get you one, is what I told her, respectfully. But yeah, so people always have these negative things to say about married people and stuff, but they don't never have the same energy for the negative stuff that they've seen growing up, and from their mothers who were doing all the negative shit that they saw and that they were accustomed to. They don't never have that energy for her or the people around them. So no, I have that energy for them in real life. You know what I'm saying? But you ruin relationships like that because you set yourself apart and you're trying to do something different from what you see, and it does not create, it brings some type of some ruckus. It's like people don't like when you distinguish yourself from them and you do something different. They kind of want you to keep doing the same thing, so so they could feel like y'all are all in the same boat. The minute you do something different and separate yourself, they don't like that. They don't like that. Did I read this one? Mr. Dixie Norman says, we get told what's wrong with us from the time we hit kindergarten. Right. The universe is finally coming into balance. Exactly. Right. You're right, Mr. Dixie. You're right. That's my point. Somebody said reciprocity. Exactly. Nicole Lovely 725 says, showing love to one of the realest channels on YouTube. Love how authentic you are. Keep preaching. Thank you so much, ma'am. Love. I won't say ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Nicole. Thank you so much for being supportive and liking the content. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. Captain Caveman says they love raw dog and cheap liquor. Right. And beer. Yeah, exactly. For real. Thank you, Captain Caveman. Yeah, misery loves company. Yes. Wife and material hiding amongst the hyenas type ish. Right. Women teaching little boys and girls to lie, raw dog and lean. And what? Shaking my head. Get a man first, period. Exactly. Shit. Breaking generational curses. Exactly, Roddy, 44 Roddy. You can't even get it out. She's a whole lot of mess. You can't even get it out. She's a whole lot of mess. Salute. What's going on, Jamil? Thank you so much. Says salute, Dee. Yeah, it's just crazy, y'all. But yeah, and so that's my perspective. Every now and again, I like to let people know because sometimes there's new people in here, and I like to just be honest as possible as much as I can. It's not about listen, it's not about making mistakes. We all make some type of mistake in one way, shape, or form. I get it. I understand people. I am very understanding when it comes to that. And I will give grace to people because I think we're humans. We make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But the key to it is learning. Somebody said, listen, if you're going to make mistakes, make different mistakes. Don't make the same mistake over and over. Let it be a different mistake, not the same one. You're supposed to learn from the mistakes because that's how you grow and that's how you do better. And that's how you get further in life. You keep telling yourself, oh, that what you're doing is okay. You can't grow from that. You make yourself stagnant. And then, couple that with trying to get in relationships with people and want people to understand your mistakes while you keep making them is diabolical. But then but on top of that, you want that person to be perfect. That's where they get me, No, understand people make mistakes. You learn from them. We're human beings. Nobody has all the goddamn answers. I don't have all the answers. And I will tell you with the quickness, being married don't mean you got all the answers. That means you made a choice and you're going to stick with your choice because that's what you committed to. And you do the best you can there while you're living. That's it. It's not that difficult. I think people are looking for something more. They're looking for the drama. They're looking for something to push back on and something to be mad about. And so that's why you have a lot of the pushback. So I don't hate women. It's quite. I have daughters. I don't hate women. I have daughters. I have sons. I don't hate men. I don't hate nobody, unless you did me something dirty. If you really, you have to do something to me for me to hate you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't do nothing to me. And it's all love. It really is. It's just, I think when people are in denial and they don't want to hear the truth, it makes you mad. And I get that too. I get it. I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. I've been told the truth and I didn't like it. And the first thing I did was got mad. Then I had to realize, you know what? They right. See, I think the difference is I realized a little bit quicker that I'm wrong in certain cases. I didn't like it, but I had to realize certain things I'm wrong and I got to do better. And that's it. That's all I'm saying. That will make you more palatable for people to be around. That will make men a more uneven. And if it's men too, everybody gotta recognize their mistakes and be accountable. Not just men, but women as well. Men and all of us. So all I'm saying is, look, if you want better circumstances, you want better outcomes, be accountable. Pay attention to yourself. Become self-aware of what you do and not just always pointing fingers over at somebody else. That's very annoying to have somebody always pointing you out. Oh, you don't do this right. I wish you would. And then they know some things that you don't do right, but they don't call you out. You ever been in a situation with a woman where you knew she was doing something wrong, but you didn't call out because this is why I say a lot of men are much more forgiving and a little bit and more, men are more forgiving than women because men will watch certain things, but because they care about you, they won't call it out. They won't call it out. They try not to do that because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to come off the wrong way. But women, on the other hand, are more boastful sometimes, and more adamant or quick to say what you're doing wrong. And you should have did it like this. And you should did it like this. But the minute he tell her, oh, you did such, you should. Well, why are you bringing that up? Why you got to do that? And now he's wrong. Oh, he's manipulative. Then they turn that into, oh, he's manipulative and controlling and a narcissist. And he's always trying to hurt me. They'll turn it into this big thing. But you have done that to him the whole time and he never said anything. And then one time he called you out on something and then he's not really calling you out. Oh, it turns into he's no good, this and that, and you ready to leave. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. If women don't do this, and women know they do this, a lot of women know they do this. I've done it before. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the only one. I've seen it done too. And they'll swear, and this is where the Bonnet Crew Sisterhood Society comes in because all of them want to amen and say, girl, you right, girl. Yeah. The Bonnet Crew Sisterhood is all about just supporting bad behavior. That's it. And it doesn't benefit you like that because it only pushes you further and further away from the goals you actually want when it comes to healthy and stable relationships. You can't have a healthy, stable relationship if you're not healthy or stable. No? So it's just a bit of advice. That's it. For the women who are complaining about having a man and why you can't find him and why your relationship didn't last and every man you've been with was a narcissist and abusive, is that the truth? Or did you contribute to some of that behavior as well? And partly that's why it didn't work. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Jamil, thank you for the super chat. Says word of this month has been raw dog, LOL. I'm going to have to stop saying that. But it's true though. Hell, thank you. Jamil 843. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's just a mess, but hopefully there could be some accountability. Hopefully things could change, because we need families. We need Black communities. We need Black men and women coming together. We need that. Why not? Everybody else is having their issues and they still doing their thing. We need to see more of that happening. And we need a shift in the mentality when it comes to how women view Black men and how they think of them. Because right now it's in an uproar. And I'm hearing people saying it in real life too. They're like, damn, men don't even approach, or they're skeptical about it. And they they don't think that there's a wife, that there's wifey material out there. So they're just moving all along, going overseas or wherever, trying to find suitable wives. And they don't want to approach Black women because they think Black women are just insufferable and they don't think that they're going to change or want to work with the men. They've priced themselves out. They want rich men. So all these men who are not rich are just left to their own devices. And now they like, okay, if that's what y'all want, we cool with it. We're going to go this way. And that to me, that's not good. But listen, once again, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Also, make sure you are supporting the channel by watching the videos posted, y'all. Make sure you watch the videos and hit the like button on them. Leave a comment just to let me know it's real. Also, make sure you turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live, y'all. I will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, you guys. So join me live. Make sure you hit that notification bell. I have a special guest on tomorrow, y'all. So make sure you are tuned in for tomorrow's live. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be a good show. So make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you hit the like button. Continue to support the channel, you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats and cash apps. I appreciate you for the support. And shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching, and everybody who hit that like button. All right. So thank y'all once again. I love you guys. Y'all stay tuned. Be safe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah. Later.
Ooh, yeah. She's a little bit wild. Little sad, I smile. Gold hoops in my t-shirt. Still turn levy at a mob world. Yeah. She's talking fast, hands fly. Got a temper, got pride. She'll call me out right there in the car and kiss me like a movie star. Said he got mood, she's like that. Storm in her eyes and she's on my lap. Tell me stop staring. I can't.
Girly girl, that's my girly girl.
She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. It's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning of hers. That's my girlie, girl. She'll be late to the plans. Still I reach for her hand. Got a lipstick on my collar, my face. Then she fussing and laughing same day. She taught love like a fight. Every wrong, every right. When she's soft, man, I swear I can't breathe. When she's mad, that I ain't trying to leave. Baby got moves, and she swear she be driving me crazy. And back tell me stop playing. I can't. Girly, she be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves, yeah. It's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning I heard. That's my girlie. She black girl crazy, I love it. Got that fire, I run to it. Messy attitude with the softest heart. All that drama still my favorite part. You be holding her eyes, but she holds me tight. Seeing everything wrong, still it hit just right. If I ever got a face when the lights go dark, yes, her, yes, her, yes, her. She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves, yeah. That's my girlie girl. Now there's words is the meaning I heard. My girlie girl, first, my last, my word.